The year was 1996, 21 years ago, and Kenya, ranked 104, played Algeria, ranked 46th. And wonders behold, Kenya won 3-1 with Vincent Kwarula, Henry Mutego, and Musa Otieno on target. Vincent Kwarula has pleasant memories of that game.
If I remember that match, it was one of my defining moments in my career. I remember very well at Kasarani, it was a corner ball taken by Henry Mutego, and I was the first one to score. It's a header, and if I scored, the next one to score was, I believe, was Mutego and Musa Otieno, and it was just really a good feeling.
Just a year after that beautiful match, which you say made you as a man and as a player, you relocated to the United States of America on a football scholarship. How was it winning the scholarship, and how did the scholarship change your life?
It was a defining moment for me also in terms of my career and what I wanted to do in my life. So many things were happening at that very moment. I recall that was a time whereby Kenya Breweries were having the restructuring of the company, and we were laid off. I got opportunity with two of my other friends, which was Eric Cantona and Tom Odhiambo. So we got an opportunity to go for college.
For many footballers of your generation, they went to the States, they went to other foreign countries, but on football scholarships, but they lost track of your education. Did you manage to finish school, and if you did, what qualifications do you hold?
Just to lay the record straight, yes, I did qualify. I graduated with Masters in Computer Science and Business Administration, and I have my Bachelor's in Education right now. And just recently, I was able to get my Master's in Education.
How was the culture shock for you when you moved from mtaani, so to speak, all the way to the States?
You can imagine coming from a country whereby it's very hot and going to a country where it's freezing. We didn't have the correct attire, and we didn't have the money to buy beddings and everything. And we suffered for a while. But because we were focused, especially me, I was very focused. I think it was an opportunity that I had to grab, and I did it. And I'm proud for myself.
One of the companies you worked for is one of the biggest financial companies in the world, JP Morgan Chase. Just tell me about how a Kenyan footballer goes to the States and manages to penetrate into Wall Street.
My first company to work with in the corporate job was the Agent Mortgage, which deals with mortgages. And then after that, the same thing that happened, Kenya Breweries happened. They started restructuring again, and they laid off a lot of employees. And then I got another job, did an interview with JP Morgan Chase. I worked for JP Morgan Chase for about 2 to 3 years. And then one day I just woke up and I decided this wasn't for me. Now I'm a teacher. I teach in a school, and I'm an athletic director.
We've talked about your achievements with Harambee Stars all the way to your achievements in Wall Street. But let's go back to where it all started. Vincent Kwarula, where did you grow up? Where were you born, and where did all this begin?
You have a whole day to do this? I was born in Kangemi, okay, and I was born in Pumwani Hospital. I lived in Kawangware. I'm a former ex-Dagreti Youth Soccer Club player. From there, when I finished high school, I went to Kikuyu Township. After Kikuyu Township, in high school, I got an opportunity to do tryouts with AFC Leopards when they were practicing at Jamhuri. That was during the times of Kefa Tasso and the rest. And during that time, they were very good. I didn't make it. Then I got an opportunity to practice with Shamako for a couple of months. Then, while I was still practicing Shamako, I got a chance to practice with Kenya Breweries for tryouts. I was one of the lucky ones, and then we were selected. And during that time is when the former coach Jerry Saura, who was doing the tryouts, then he selected us. Since I'm there, and then we were on under 21, and then to the national team, and then from there, I just was there for 8 years.
Over and above the corporate world and you playing football for Kenya up to the highest levels, you're also giving back to society here in the country, and that's where you're actually in the country. How are you giving back to the less privileged?
I just came back from Western, was a few days ago, to open a library. I have a company. My company is the Kwarula Society for Kenyan Education. You can go even on the website and see it. I'm responsible for sponsoring so far I think I've sponsored over 600 kids. Now those who are in the program are 300. I build classes. I help them with buying school program. We have the time, we paid for about 7 teachers for their salaries for a whole year. And now I have a project that I'm working for. We have a plan that we have decided that you cannot build a library which doesn't have a books, then it's not a library, it's just like a building. So the goal is before December 25th this year, we have a goal of getting to 1,000 books. And that's what we're doing right now.
You managed to play for Kenya Breweries when Kenyan football and Kenyan club football in particular was doing very well in the continental scene, and I just maybe mention your most memorable moment playing for Kenya Breweries.
The match I remember, it's when we were playing in Namibia, and I scored a goal from almost half field. And the sweetest thing about that, which makes it very memorable, was the group of players we had. I think we were a family, and we were more than a family. We didn't play for anything, but we played for each other, and we always got each other's back, and that goes way back. And after the game, how we came together, we did everything together. And that, to me, that was like the best moment of my life.
Kenya seems to have had glory days back then, but now we seem to have stagnated. So how do we grow Kenyan football and move it to the next level?
The Kenyan officials, they have no choice. They have to go back to the youth. If they want to make this happen, they have to go to the youth. If you can remember all the countries who are doing very well, a good example is Germany. There was a time they were not doing well. What they did, they went back to the youth team. And a good example, the reason why we were very good in Kenya Breweries and the national team was because when Jerry Saura selected us, we stayed together for a very long time. And we knew each other, and we practiced and practiced and practiced. And that's the key. If we don't do that, I think we're doomed.
In the midst of all our turmoil in Kenyan football, Victor Wanyama has blossomed from the wilderness and is dazzling in the English Premier League. When you, a former Kenyan international, which is Victor Wanyama, what do you think, and how does his success make you feel?
I think Victor Wanyama it's a success story. And people don't understand what those players go through when they're outside the country. For me, anyone who gets a chance even to go play in Uganda, Tanzania, or anywhere professional, I support him or her. It is a good thing. It's a good experience. When they come back with different kind of knowledge.
For you, Kwarula, football has been part and parcel of your life. It has changed your life from a boy in Kangemi all the way to New York in the United States of America. And for a 14-year-old watching this interview, what message do you have?
Education. Football, not everybody will always be successful. Football is luck. But if you have knowledge, nobody can take it away from you. With soccer, one season you're on top of the table, or the next season you might be a nobody. But once you have knowledge, and that's why I started my company, which focuses more on education to keep these kids in school. Because I know knowledge is power. Once you have something in your head, you'll be successful.